I know. You'll be seeing things happening.
Japan, South Korea, and India. And we've repeated that meeting numerous times since then with that group and attention to others. We have a running internal joke with my counterpart from Japan. I have literally now seen him about 8 to 12 times. And our joke is that we see each other more than we see our own families. And so these engagements are very important to us, and we're going to continue to stay very committed, because this, as I said to all of our partners, that this notion or idea that the United States would ever be distracted by the Indo-Pacific or even Southeast Asia is impossible. You can't be just, maybe it doesn't always, wars get more attention, but it's impossible to not be focused. This is where much of the story of the 21st century is going to be written. This is where 2/3 of economic growth is going to happen over the next 25 or 30 years. And many of the countries in Southeast Asia, not only are they some of the youngest countries in the world, but they're about to see an enormous expansion of their labor markets, their labor pool, number of workers. This is a historic, once-in-a-generation opportunity, not just for these countries to revolutionize themselves from an economic standpoint, but further strengthen our relationship. We have over 6,000 American companies that have invested heavily in these economies over the last 20 or 30 years. We're not abandoning those relationships. On the contrary, we want to strengthen and build upon them.
I think that it is true that jobs will be changed. But the most important thing is it's not likely you'll lose a job to AI. You're going to lose a job to somebody who uses AI. And so I would recommend everybody do what we do, which is use artificial intelligence to help us with our work and do our jobs better.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures in Wall Street. Hey, I want to just go ahead and start out saying, if you haven't had the chance, go to rumble.com, type in Scriptures in Wall Street, give us a like and a follow. You can follow me there. Also, personally, if you wanted to follow me on Twitter or now X, you can go to Carlos Cortez Jr. #3 and give us a follow there as well. I'll be posting stuff about mainly personal stuff, family. I do talk about market commentary and things that you should be looking out for when it comes to your money, when it comes to scriptures, when it comes to your faith, your family, and your finance, and also your fitness as well. Speaking of fitness, I really think it's so important as we grow, spiritually, mentally, socially, even financially, as our walk comes closer to Christ. I really feel that our finances will get better. Our wealth will get better. Our actual being will get better. Our moods will get better. Our physical fitness would get better. Our masculinity would get better. There's so much benefit in actually seeking God's face that it shows up in every pillar of your life. For me, that is going to be your faith, your family, your fitness, your finance. And it doesn't mean that you won't get wrecked doing it. There's going to be crazy temptations. There's going to be crazy offsets. And I am totally guilty of that. And yeah, it is there for the taking. And we have to be strong. We have to be strong. The enemy does not want you to grow at all. And every time you do step up, there's always going to be traps in the way to bring you back down. I've always said about the crab mentality. There's this story that really spoke to me early on, and I still hold it to close to my chest. For those of you that know that I was going in COVID, I literally was dying in a deathbed. I was being sued from basically like a malpractice, professional negligence case in a crypto scam that I had no idea I was in. And I was being sued thinking that I was the perpetrator, and I wasn't. So I had to clear my name there. Thank God. I would never steal anybody's money. However, this was a dark time in my life. I was dying from the Delta strain. I ran out of ivermectin because I gave it to my wife and kids. I did not want them to get sick. They get healed within 3-4 days, and I ran out. I was heavier at the time. I was over 270, 280 pounds. I was just a fat butt. I mean, just a pork chop, just disgusting. And so that virus literally took me to the hospital. I could not breathe. Like, going to the bathroom felt like I just played a Division I soccer game. It was terrible. And it was obviously a biological weapon that took me down. And the first thing they asked me was, "Hey, are you vaccinated?" And I said no. And they just gave me all this grief. There's a whole nother story to that I wanted to bring up, but what I would like to really just emphasize is that we have to change our mindsets. We have to change our mindsets. So as I was saying, I was getting locked up in a hospital, and I was in a crisis situation. I was in a crisis situation, and I actually hired a guy named Roman Garcia um, to help me think through this. Like, how do I process? I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm getting sued 28 times. People are losing millions of dollars. Um, my marriage is on the rocks. Like, how do I process all this? Like, everything that has happened, I blame me. But still, how do I get out of this? Like, yeah, I'll take full responsibility, but how do I process this? So um, this actually encouraged me to dig deep into the brain. And someone told me, what's the difference between a billionaire and a ditch digger? And I said, well, the billionaire has resources and a ditch digger doesn't think he has resources. And then that actually turned into something else. It actually got me curious on what our mindset was. And someone even went further. He's like, well, would you rather have, if you had nothing and you were just a ditch digger, a laborer, would you rather have Tony Robbins' mindset, Donald Trump's mindset, a Carlos Cortez mindset, or a mindset of a ditch digger if you had nothing? And then I asked myself, well, I wouldn't have my mindset and I wouldn't have a ditch digger. I would probably either say Tony Robbins or Donald Trump. This was during COVID, obviously. And it really, really humbled me because it is all about the mindset. There is a primal question. There is a primal question that you have been longing to answer your whole life. Everything that has happened in your life has been because you're trying to answer this one question. For me, is it, am I loved? Something happened to me when I was a kid that I didn't feel that I was loved. I think I know what it is. I'm not here to talk about me. When it could have been, my father didn't make all my games, and I took that personally. And the story I told myself had founded a new belief system and found evidence to back that belief system, even though that belief system wasn't true. And it affected pretty much my whole life up to this point. And so there's a primal question that you are trying to find answers to. We all have them. There's 7 of them. And if you haven't taken your primal question quiz, it's free. Just scroll on the bottom. Mike will put it on the link below. And just really, really take the time to answer what your primal question is. Because I promise you, when you do that and you allow God to marinate his presence in you, you will open up the blind spots that has hurt your life. Maybe you made that bad decision. Maybe you made a terrible mistake. Maybe it is a slowly but deadly process that is killing you daily. Maybe is resentment. Maybe it could be anything. Maybe you think you're successful and you're really not, and you're trying to be successful and you cut everybody off. Maybe you aren't loved like you thought you were, but you really are. Maybe you're not safe and secure and you really are. Maybe your parents abandoned you when you were a kid and you do not want to take any more risk. You want to just hide in your beautiful home and not do anything risky. We all have a question we're trying to answer. And I'm not here to judge. I'm a sinner just like anyone else. I just admit my sins. and I move on because honestly, I could care less what your opinion is of me. Because my identity is not in your opinion. My identity is in the blood of Christ. My identity is written in the book of life. My identity could give a flip about your politics or your feelings. My identity is in the blood of Christ. And he says, I am redeemed. He says, I'm a child of God. He says that he will never fail me and that all my sins are washed away. And I have confidence in that. And I have grace in that. Because we serve a God that is completely beautiful and amazing in so many ways. And he will leave the 99 to get that one. And that's the God that I worship. The God that David would kill for, literally kill for, even in his sin. And so as we have this warrior mindset, as we move forward, what does that mean financially? What does that mean for our future? And the reason I want to bring this to the table is because the people that I talk to on a weekly basis, it's not a financial problem. It really isn't. It is a mindset problem. And this goes in so many aspects of our lives. It's so important. You guys know I trade in the mornings. I trade. I enjoy it. And, maybe I'll have $15, $20 million in my name and I could just trade all day and maybe just podcasts. But as you guys know, I'm probably not going to be bringing on clients in 3 or 4 more years. I'm going to be retiring. You don't see the grays coming out, right? You see the grays coming out, but I enjoy this. I enjoy this. I just need more time with my family. And I want to teach the listeners. I want to teach the people that I know, like how to retire young, how to throw the money worries out of the window and just have the ability to give significance to your legacy. Like, how powerful is that? To be able to have a set number financially. And guess what? It's okay to be materialistic. It's okay to buy that Porsche, Jeff. It's okay to buy the Rolls, John. It's okay to buy the Rolex because you have earned it. The Bible says that we should honor the fruits of our labor. And for the people that judge, oh, he's materialistic, he's this, he's that, that's because they don't have any. That's because they don't have the hard work, the grit, the grind, the discipline to achieve nice things that make you feel good. Just because we are Christ followers doesn't mean we have to suffer financially as well as from a psychological standpoint. The poor Christian mindset, I'm sick of that. It's disgusting. God does not want you to be poor, nor does he want you to be a prosperity preacher. But there has to be a balance there. And how we look at money literally determines a lot about us. And as we go into this manipulated recession, I don't even know what the heck to call it. There is so much confusion out there. But one thing that is true is that you got to screw your feelings and stick to the plan. And I want to talk about different plans that I know work. I want to talk about proven, simple plans that will work. And it's not what you're going to think. It is not what you're going to think. So if you're ready, and if you got 20, 30 minutes, I'll just love to have a quick conversation about this after this commercial break. Don't buy an annuity unless you know how to double your money within 4 to 6 years. I'm talking about no fees, principal protection. The market goes down, you lose nothing. You get an annual statement because your money's not invested in the stock market. It's only credited by the index. And what is the number one index that I can find? That's going to be the NASDAQ. That's going to be AI. That's going to be technology. That's going to be healthcare technology. What are you doing not investing in that? You want to be able to have access to a principal protected account with no fees that has complete growth. If we look at the actual index, if you look at the NASDAQ, in 08, NASDAQ was down 41%. We made 53% the following year. A 19, a 2%, a 16%. In '01 and the .com bombs, we made 49, a 10, a 1. And so right now the NASDAQ is down. It's a great time to get in. When Trump got in 2016 to 2020, the NASDAQ yielded over 100%. You can now effectively get into the NASDAQ without risking your principal, have principal protection, have no annual fees, and get your gains locked in. This is not found in your mainstream broker. This is not found on Wall Street. As a former stockbroker, I wish I had access to this to my clients. Give us a call. We want to help you, and we can work with all 50 states. God bless. So check this out, guys. Like, a lot of people have been coming up to me like, dude, Carlos, what are you doing? You look so good. You blah, 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 in church and my hockey team and just in the mall. And I've noticed my wife's been checking me out. So I'm kind of happy about that. And it's simple, guys. Like, I'll bring Josiah on here, but I feel great. I'm just so excited to work on my health for once. And it's because of you, really. I don't have to go all over town and do public speaking events at restaurants and get fat and drink wine and drink beer and all this nasty stuff and really just focus on being a true virtual advisor and podcast and really speaking the truth. And hey, if I get business, great. If not, that's okay too, because if I don't jive with you personality wise, it's not a good fit. And that's what is really important in the financial advisor space. As you bring somebody on, you want to be able to be on the same page with them, like literally believe in what they believe in, right? Medically, physically, socially, now obviously financially, just so many things that you got to be on the same page, because if not, if your advisor is not on the same page with you, they're going to just invest in things that make money with no rules. That could be abortion, that could be pornography, that could be gaming, that could be pretty much anything that goes against your beliefs. And we will be judged. We will be judged not for how much money we've made. We'll be judged on the character it took to make that money. And so we need to start taking that seriously as when it comes to our money and our investments. More importantly, what's so bad about investing in America-based assets, like keeping America first, and obviously having the aim of pushing the kingdom, and value-based investments is what they call it. And that, that's really, really dear to me. And Wall Street doesn't like that right now. Wall Street doesn't like for you to not take losses. So if we go to Yahoo Finance or any of the bro investor sites, you're going to see a lot of fear. You're going to see a lot of uncertainty. The media, literally, guys, the media is there to just completely confuse the heck out of you, inform you, then confuse you, then give you oppositional opinion. And then you have analysis paralysis. Then you create that FUD, uncertainty. So you're seeking more information to create more evidence to support your belief system and why you should be investing or why you should be thinking the way you're thinking. And so this is why streaming and podcasting has been so vital moving into 2020s and a 2030 in this next decade, is because honestly, we just speak the truth. Like, we just tell it how it is. And if sponsors want to pick us up, cool. But a good influencer, a good podcaster will not change his message based on a dollar amount. And that is me. This is why I only promote things that I personally take and believe in. And I really don't get paid a lot of money. Most of them are affiliate marketing programs. I make my money when you guys call, and I can invest your money, and I make my 1% or the 1% from the insurance investment companies you decide to go with. And I'm okay with that. Like, that's how we support this. This is how I'm able to spend money supporting all the networks I'm on. And so I just thank you. I promise to keep on dropping content week by week. Last week, I missed my first weekend in 4 years. And I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful that we are here. I'm just grateful that we are here, that we have a country, we have a country that we can believe in. We have a country that we can thrive in. So mindset is going to be an important thing moving forward, literally for the rest of your life. Like if you can't get your mindset right, then everything that I can do on the financial side is not going to help you, because you got to be able to be disciplined. At the core of it all, you got to be disciplined. You got to have a certain mindset and not the victim mentality. So with that being said, guys, let me actually pull up some charts here and give you some market updates, fun stuff. So one of the strategies that I really, really like, guys, for retirement, I've talked to even neighbors and people that are just hard working people, and they're still in their 40s, early 50s. And one of the things that they say is, I really want to just max out my 401k. I really want to just grow my retirement because it's not growing like it needs to. So I had a call from a kid that was 38 years old, and he just started his business, and he's making great income 3 months into his business, but he used to be an employer. And what happened was he had like 15, no, I think like 10 or $11,000 in his 401k when he was an employee. And he was only an employee for like a year, and he just wants to roll it over into something. So what I suggested to him was, what you could do is you could buy the NASDAQ, but not just the NASDAQ. We need leverage. So I told him about TQQQ. Again, this is not investment advice. This is about a situation to his personal needs. He only had $10,000 and he was only 38 years old. So let's just take this particular person as an example. And as we look at this, I want to kind of see how this fits with you. Now, I make no money off of this, and this is definitely information purposes only and not investment advice. But this is something you could do if you don't have a lot of money, and a great irrefutable retirement plan to build wealth. Now, you can do this inside of an IRA. You can do this inside of a SEP IRA. You can do this inside of an individualized brokerage account. But the key thing here is not how much money you save, not even how much money you make. It is literally the discipline to put it on auto pay, set it, forget it. And what does that look like? So the NASDAQ has historically yielded about 14%. So let me bring this up. So as I was saying, the NASDAQ has historically shown us that it is going to average about 16.8%. And so let me just show you, because I don't want to show you my trader view. I want to actually show you historical stuff. I don't want to get lazy here. And boom, here we go. So it's backtest.curvo. Standard deviation is going to be high, 17%. Sharp ratio, 0.89. But the compound annual growth, 16.45. So we'll round it off to 16.5. I thought it was at 16.8, but 16.45 sounds reasonable. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take that number. So we're going to go to investor.gov, and we're going to share that number. So investor.gov, so which is a basic compound calculator issued by the SEC. And let's just say we had this one client at $10,000, right? And he was a young kid, 38 years old. He wants to put $500 a month in. We have 38, 48, 58. So let's just say 20 years. He wants to retire, let's just say 22 years. Uh, 22 years, and also interest rate would be 16.5. Interest varying rate, let's just say 15. Okay. Annually. So in 22 years, if you just put, actually, hold up. This would be just the standard NASDAQ. Okay. So it'd be the standard NASDAQ already at 1.2 million. But there's something called the TQQQ, which is literally double. So 16.5, let's call it 30. Let's call it 31 because there is like a 1%, I believe it's 1.25% operating expense. So not charged by me or anyone. It's just the actual fund itself has expenses. So let's give some leeway and good 15% variance range. So yes, because you bought the leverage in 22 years, you would have $11.1 million. This is not my numbers, guys. This is literally on investor.gov. This is a compound calculator. This is actual facts of this index. Again, $10,000 today, saving $500 a month for 22 years with an estimated interest rate of 31 and a variance of 15, compounded annually, equivocates to about over $11 million. Now, the possibility of it being close to $95 million is there too. And the worst case scenario in this scenario is 1.2 million, considering market crashes and dips and everything. But that's what you want if you're just starting out, to have the ability to literally save into this investment. All right, so this is such a huge thing, man. Now, the other strategy I like and this is pretty much for a lot of my clients, is this is the NASDAQ, the same NASDAQ that not leveraged, by the way. Yeah, so this is the NASDAQ, guys. As you understand, this is a QQQ by Invesco. Imagine just saving into this one time. The other strategy that I really, really like is called the QQQ one-time privatized insurance account. And what this actually does is, depending on your state, depending on if you need a bonus or not, depending if you're replacing this with another account, you may not need a bonus. I prefer the no bonus option. The no bonus option, legit, the no bonus option gives you 125% of this index. So you're getting 1.2 times the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ, what I love about this right now is, think about the situation we're in America. If you believe that we're going into a recession, the number one index that gets us out of a recession is technology and healthcare. Historically, out of all the recessions, look at all the asset classes, look at all the indices, and you will see that historically, technology has gotten us out of recessions. I want you to keep that in the back of your mind, because this is huge. This is why I am like so into this strategy right now, because if we do have a recession, those GDP numbers come out come August 22nd, those negative GDP comes out numbers, the NASDAQ is going to be the only index that literally is the first to get us out of a recession. Technology always gets us out of any recession. So why not have that as your primary source of building wealth in your retirement? It's really that simple. But we get caught up in the fear. We get caught up in the crashing dollar. We get caught up in the Epstein list. We get caught up in 10 days of darkness. We get caught up in interest rate yields and the big banks. And oh my goodness, Social Security is going out. Oh my Lord, the election fraud. All these crazy things, guys. In reality, all you had to do is screw your emotions and get into something that's proven, that has historical data to back it up. Screw your feelings, man. Like, do something with your retirement. Like, put your money in America. Like, if the NASDAQ crashes, there is no world. There is nothing. Are you going to go to the Dominican Republic? Are you going to go to Cuba? Are you going to go to India? What is plan B? There is no plan B. We are America. We are the strong strength, the ironclad foot. Like there's nothing better than America. So why not invest in the index that's going to promote GDP and growth and the huge, huge upside? Now that's one. Number two is you guys know AI is controlling everything. The government wants to track, trace, and control you. You might as well make money off of them ethically. So this is why I like the QQQ index. It goes through these dips and it comes right back up. Historically, it's been about 16.8% compounding. In the past 5 years, it's been more 42. But since Trump got in 2016 to 2020, the NASDAQ has yielded over 100%. So that means if you had this, you've made 120% with no fees and no risk. Again, Wall Street does not want you to know about this. The first strategy I spoke about, you're going to need risk. You're going to need a high standard deviation. It is not for the faint of heart. It's for someone in their 30s that needs to play catch up, someone in their 40s, maybe even their 50s. And you understand, I could lose 50% of my portfolio, but I'm going to continue to invest because it's the discipline. It's not how much money you make. It's not how much you saved. It is literally buying those shares when they go belly up and they crash down 40, 50%. That's when you build your wealth. In blackjack, how you win in blackjack is actually having enough capital, enough chips to go and push in when the deck is hot. That's the whole secret to blackjack, is do not keep your bet the same because you will get eaten up alive. You have to know when to push in because you know when those aces and faces are coming out. That's when you push in. So the aces and faces come out when the market crashes, when we get the historical chaotic drawdowns of 40, 50%, when that recession number comes out, when the boom comes out. So what I love about this is that if you have a current retirement, you can still roll it into this. I told you about the crashing dollar. I told you about the recession. But what about the numbers come out, the adjusted numbers come out, the final number comes out, and it's positive, and the QQQ does well? Well, you win on the downside and you win on the upside because you're still going to make, depending if you want the bonus, 75 to 85%. If you don't want the bonus, you can get up to 125%, depending on your state. You got to give us a call so we can run the numbers and make sure it's a great fit. But this is a huge retirement strategy. Maybe you have $1 million, maybe you have $500,000, maybe you're just starting out. I don't know where you're at. But if your advisor is not telling you about this, then I question his or their IQ, their competency. Are they competent enough to give you strategies that are going to provide success in a safety harbor in your retirement? Or are they so connected to their bank that their career at Northwestern Mutual, or their career at New York Life, their career at UBS, their career at Morgan Stanley or Edward Jones is more important than your success? Then I think you have a decision to make. Because I promise you, in this green money solution, this is only available for independent fiduciaries. And then you got to comb through those. Like, are those guys really fiduciaries? Or are they pushing a product that they were taught 20, 30 years ago and never changed and continue to invest in the funds like BlackRock and Vanguard and things that you really don't want to be a part of? This is heavy, man. Like, this literally will make or break your retirement. And so I wanted just to bring this out. And for those of my clients that have green money, we absolutely could move your Sentinel accounts. We can move pretty much any accounts with this style, with this QQQ. If I haven't spoken to you in forever, give us a call. We'll do an update. I'm calling all of our clients on annual reviews anyway, so I'll get to you. But this is a no-brainer for many of our clients because you're already in green. All we're doing is just tweaking it to an index that actually is growing and that is not bond correlated. The bond market has crashed. We don't know when the interest rates are going to go down. Supposedly, it was supposed to be this year. I think that we could see rising interest rates before a lowering interest rates. Come August 22nd, guys, if that negative GDP is a negative quarter, we are in a full-blown recession. They have to lower interest rates. And when they lower interest rates, the prices of those bonds are going to go up, and the equity markets may go down because people are going to rush back into bonds. The interest rate is really, the lowering of the interest rate is going to be huge for 2025. This is going to affect the banks. It's going to affect a lot of things. Dollars are weakening as we speak. And for those of you that believe that Trump was going to come in and raise the dollar and all this stuff, like, the dollar rose with Biden in the office. I know you don't want to hear that, but it was manipulated. And I could show you the charts. I'm sure your gold dealer doesn't really show you the charts, but I can. Maybe your advisor doesn't even know how to look up the charts, but I can. This is what I do, guys. Like, you have to have quantitative and qualitative assessments, and screw your feelings, put it to the side, because at the end of the day, the charts don't lie. And that is the whole premise of why I do this podcast, so you can actually see what I see. And you can basically make your own assessment on what you want to do. But I'm telling you guys, as a former stockbroker and a current trader, I can't do better than there's no better index than the QQQ right now in a safe wrapper. Like, literally, we have access to the NASDAQ with no risk and no fees. I can't even say the company name because other advisors will steal my content. But if you give us a call, and you should right now, 813-448-3446. All you got to do is visit CortezWM.com. Let's just have a conversation and see if this is the right fit for you. Maybe you have accounts that are in red money, that have unlimited losses, unlimited gains, that you don't know the fees, that you're not confident, the FUD is kicking in, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt is kicking in, and you have no principal protection. We literally can move that into this. That's what I do, is I transform your portfolio to help you guarantee your principal, have the ability to grow your account, regardless if interest rates go up or down, if there's a recession or not, you're still going to have a winning hand because you're not losing, you're not paying fees, and now you have the ability to grow with the number one index in the world, which is the NASDAQ. I even have other strategies with SPXL on managed money side, but today we're not talking about that. We're just talking about two strategies that I know work that you should be doing if you were trying to retire. Maybe you're younger and you don't have a nest egg, or maybe you're just older and you're trying to protect and grow your assets. Then I don't know what's better than this. We have our transition index with Barclays, which I love. They do invest in the QQQs. Now, this is just going to be our pogo stick into the QQQs. So if this is what you're interested in, guys, definitely give us a call. I am so honored that I can bring this content to you, because you're not going to get this from your local advisor. You're not going to get this from the banks. You're not going to get this from your corporate advisor. And that's why I'm independent, because I can speak and really be passionate about helping people. And my number one aim is literally to make you feel significant. It's not really the money. Money is great, but I want you to feel powerful. Like, that is how I get paid, is to be an influence to you, to inspire you, to motivate you, to help you feel significant, not just financially, but also spiritually. God cares for you. And he says, cast your cares upon him. And we do not have to worry. Worry is not in our DNA as Christ followers. We have to understand that nothing else matters other than the book of life. And I hope your name is in the book of life. And if not, all you got to do is say a simple prayer. Say, Jesus, forgive me for my sins. I need you in my life. I am a sinner. And there's no one or nothing that I want more rather than you. And cleanse my soul, cleanse my heart, and accept me in your heart, Lord. Or I accept you in my heart as my Lord and Savior, as my Messiah, the only true God. If you can say those simple words, God will write your name in the book of life and actually mean it. You're going to sin. You're going to have problems. That's That's what the devil wants. But it's important for you to find a local church, a local Bible-believing church to get plugged in, and also find a men's or women's group that you can have accountability with and have real conversations with. No judgment, but just complete encouraging. I pray that you can get plugged in your local community, wherever that's at in the world. And because now I have people in Australia and Europe and Canada hitting me up, and we love you guys too. But thank you for watching us. And let me talk about something that's pretty cool. So for those of you that have been questioning, hey, what is it I wanted to say that I've been actually taking this product called iHercules, and it's pretty amazing. It tastes like old wine. You just spray it under your tongue. It's it's got like 44 chemicals in it from plants that literally cleans your blood. I found out about this because I wanted to help people that were vaccinated to get rid of the spike protein. And that's what this does. It helps people get rid of the spike protein, but it also is it's also just revamping and re-cleansing your blood. So you're getting rid of all the nasty pesticides that's in your body. And I just feel a lot better. I'm losing weight. Also, you can go to fixthebloodusa.com, get you a spray. I think they're like $80 a month. And what I did is I bought like the 4-month package, and it takes about 4 months, but to start seeing results, maybe about a month into it. And you just spray in your mouth, I think 4 times a day, 3 times a day, 4 times 1 shot, 3 times a day. And you'll go through this is my 2nd bottle, and I'm already feeling different. My skin looks a lot better. You could probably tell my hair is growing better. I have more energy. My mood is amazing. It's helping people lose weight. Obviously, I have getmeleanusa.com with those great peptides. Those are amazing. I'll show you an update on my physicality, but get you some peptides, help lose weight, and get your mind right. Getmeleanusa.com. Great company. God America First company. And I love them, and their products are great. So getmeleanusa.com. But if you want the blood cleans, go to fixthebloodusa.com. And these products are pretty amazing. It tastes, like I said, it tastes like day old wine. Like if you left wine on a table and you're drinking it, that's what it tastes like. So it's not like this fruitcake thing, but it's all basically like plant-based, vegetarian-based. And I love it. I love it. I don't know the science behind it, but it's like some quantum science. And the founders actually have literally brought this to the marketplace to heal people. I don't even think they make a ton of money off of it because it's so hard to get these plants. They're from Europe, and a lot of the stuff you can't even get in America. So it's an international based company. And I just love it, man. Like, it really takes a while. Some people see results in a week. Some people see results in a month. For me, it's taken a good 30 days for me to see results, but I just feel energetic. I'm waking up better. I'm in a better mood. My skin looks awesome. And I just like the way I feel. Maybe it's me losing weight, but this is definitely helping out. And I highly recommend. I would never recommend something that I haven't tried or personally used. And I definitely vouch for this stuff. So get you some. They're not that expensive. And all the profits that I do make from it go to the show. So you're supporting the show. With that being said, guys, I am actually going to go to Orlando this weekend and spend time with my kids all over again because it's summer. That's what we do, right? So God bless you guys. I'm out of here. Love y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe our Rumble channel and visit us at cortezwm.com. Book your appointment. Let's get a second opinion, and we want to help you. God bless. Bye.